As ladies and gentlemen, we hop into our quarterfinal. Jesus, I can't even speak. That's how excited I am for this one. Lucent, LastWind. Two teams, both really storied. You know, we take a look at teams like LastWind. You know, they're one of the top teams from their country. Lucent, you know, they've got some absolute studs in this team. I mean, when we take a look at Lucent, the first name we have to think of is Timo, and the way that he's slowly been dominant. And the way that, you know, we've seen people like Nem, like Zulu come out and just, you know, absolutely rock teams. And I think it's really important to see how Lucent can perform with them against a high quality opponent. You know, LastWind, they're no easy beast to tame, for lack of a better term. As Lucent take the pistol. We head into this one. Should be pretty fun. As Timo, danger man in the server. I'm gonna call it right now. He's gonna be the one to watch. Of course, last time we saw him in playoffs, he had an absolute blinder of a game. We're talking 35 frags. Either way in the server, both maps. I'm pretty sure he had 30 plus. I'm pretty sure. Even pulling out the M249 on some occasions. The lurker for this Lucent squad. Not able to draw a rotate just yet. We'll be able to get one off the quadra stack on this A site. As Lucent look to head towards the A site to deal with the pistols. As the boost gets early damage. Zero falls. Along with Aussie. Nem slowly tapping away as Ryu gets one in return. Although the bomb does look to go down. Smokes go in to keep LastWind out of it. As Ryu finds a second, can't find the third. Zulu gets rid of the danger man with the deagle in the hand. As Freeless by himself, looking to be kept out of this one. AK is just too good for the pistols. As Lucent pick up their second. Although, you know, we'll take a look at LastWind. They came in, they invested maybe $700 between maybe three of them. You know, they still got 2 frags for it. I think that's a really good, you know, well spent economy. As we're going to start to see, you know, good utility between Ryu, Tac, Freelass. Aussie opts to go glass cannon, 3rd round in, and Tudzera. Limited utility for him, but I don't think that's going to be a main issue. You know, especially the way that he plays. Normally that guy looks to get traded right away. As Ryu finds the early pick, Timo, the danger man in the server, does go down. This lurker here for Lucent, looking to maybe bit off more than he could chew. I think that might be the appropriate term at the minute. As we're going to head back into this one. Smoke fades in bathroom as Aussie. Glass AWP. Glass cannon goes down. As Lucent opt to try use the AVP. Utility flares out onto this A side. Tudzera by himself has to hold strong. Good for one. Can't find the second Via with that 80. Picked up AWP. That's enough to get a second. Nem, Zulu tag teaming up. As LastWind just seem to be finding their ways into the crosshairs of the UK boys. Lucent, pick up a third. Use me with the glizzy? Attaboy. Sorry, I just realized, I just remembered that chat was a thing. Tutsura gonna get aggressive here. Nem has to react quickly. Does take a little bit of chunk damage. Tutsura does find a way to drop off the angle. There's some counter aggression here from LastWind. Attack. Finds one. Glismy, good for one. It's attack. Finds a second with the Deagle. Timo. I've always liked your tweets. What are you talking about? I always liked your tweets. I always like tweets. One of those idiots on Twitter with, you know, like 30 followers. Dude. Just like shit. This LastWind look to save the 2 AKs. Ryu. Looking to see if he can price something away from these Lucent hands. Gives me. Saves the AWP in the next one. Lucent, pick up 4 in a row. Loves the jerseys too. Jerseys are so slick. Lucent's jerseys. I've always been a big fan of Lucent's jerseys. I've been very public about my love for the Lucent jerseys, by the way. Jersey fangirl. Oh, Jersey. Yeah, I'm a Jersey fangirl. When are we getting danger jerseys? Oh, easy. In the fight. We'll be taken down to half health. We'll have to drop off the angle. A long way to fall back for the AWPer. There's Ryu. Aggressive angle here. With us. Falls Ryu. Traded. There's Timo yet to get a frag, yet to have an impact, and I did. The new one does look slick. The new one's always gonna look good though. You can't go wrong with the colours that you picked. I'm not gonna leak it, but you can't go wrong with the colours that you picked. There's the AWP. Looks to be saved here for LastWind. As Lucent. Pick up 5. Alright, Brad, what you know, what role is your kid gonna play? Is he gonna be like the IGL? Gonna be like one of those pop-off entry guys? Is he going to be you know, AWPer? Is he going to be? We gotta start molding him, right? We need. It's hard to, you know. I mean, let's just say Device wasn't made a Counter-Strike guy in a day, right? And he does look like Tom Cruise. There's LastWind looking for a way into this one at the minute. IEZ can't hit his shots. Gives me. He's going to head all the way down to 16 points of health. Took the leg shot. This side looks to be the hit. Tack finds one on them. Timo gets the trade. Timo, he's got 2 when entering onto the side. AWPer. Yeah, I think it's classic. You can't go wrong with an AWPer. Finds one. One more to find on the side, however, gives me. We'll get the trade, leave himself in a 1v3, but all easy. Too easy with the pistol. There's LastWind. Were they trying to get that double AWP setup going? Because if they were, that's an interesting plan. There's LastWind pick up their first in the quarterfinals. Bit of a welcome back, LastWind. Yeah, you hadn't looked yourself over the past 5 rounds as we head into round number 7. Of course, I may or may not have heard that Vertigo, maybe I heard Vertigo would be a little bit of a fun adventure for us to travel to today. Pretty sure LastWind picked overpass. Pretty sure LastWind picked overpass. Because I was told that Lucent would pick Vertigo. And I don't think Will could lie to me. There's Freeless in a really aggressive position at the middle. Fire's not going to see him. Fire's going to go down. Freeless takes 2. What a way to get your first kills in the SCL quarterfinals for Freeless. Gizzy deals with Freeless. There's Tack. Drops down in the water. A huge challenge at the minute for this double warp setup here for LastWind. Tack does fall. Leads it down to IEZ. The skipper. By himself. So much to work with. Leaves Gizmy by himself. Smoke. I only think keeping him protected for the time being. It's just pixels away from each other as IEZ will fall. Gizmy clutches up in the 1v1. As Lucent pick up 6. I thought it was CT started. Well, definitely in Australia it's CT started. Oceania CS at CT started. But you know, it's probably because we can't play Counter-Strike. Just because we prefer to look at the jerseys rather than Counter-Strike, you know. So easy, gets 1. Can't find the second, does cop a heavy tag. He's going to go down to the nade. Oh, he's going to go down low. 24 is a heavy water presence here. Timo, he's going to walk straight into it. Timo's going to fall. LastWind doing everything they can to try and get that second on the board. As Glizmy gonna fall through the smoke. Tried to take the fight, still run off. Nem gets 1 in return. It's a long way back for Lucent in this one. Over the bomb all the way back in this spawn position. Nem's in a really aggressive position at the moment. As Nem's got so much space waiting for a con push. 40 seconds left to play in this one. Ryu. Likewise. They're going to jiggle each other as Nem picks up a second. 3 to find in this one. 30 seconds to play. Does Lucent do enough? Draw rotations over towards A. Looks like they have a lone man to deal with on the B site. Clock ticks down, 15 seconds left. If Lucent are going to go, they're going to go. Fire has the bomb on the back. Freelast just has to do enough to delay the plant. Looks like they're about to run out of time. Fire, good for 1. Tries to get the second, won't have time for the plant. He knows. There's LastWind. Win their second on time. A really solid round from LastWind at the minute. Found their picks early. Put Lucent in a rough spot. And as Lucent saw the clock dwindle down, you know, they committed an extra life than they probably should have. As they lost it. Fire does keep the AWP though. So, you know, not all lost. Timo good for 1. Fire good for a second tack. He's got to try and get something back into this and he finds 1. Looking to try and find the second. The pop factor. Blaze, he falls to Zulu. Lucent, this is a really good way to find their way back into this one. 2 on the B side still. This bomb looks like it's going to head towards A. Zulu gets the pick on tack. Bet your 6 kids on that. 11-4 half. Well, listen, I've got an issue with an 11-4 half, right? Because Lucent are a UK team, and we know exactly what happens to UK teams on overpass when the halftime score is 11-4, right? It'll be interesting. I can tell you that right now. As Gizmy gets the frag, pulls Lucent to 7. Zero through the smoke. Him and Zulu do trade blows. About equal. So it does work out. As Lucent continue this sort of, you know, A-long dominance that they showed early. They leant towards it early before, you know, opting to see if they could explore for a more be orientated route. And then beautiful shot to find Ryu's head. There's Via with the scout. As Timo gets off to a bit of a slow start in this one. He's got 5 for the game. There's Tack by himself. Let's see if he can pry away, and AK does find the head of Timo. Can't find Zulu though. As Lucent pick up 8 rounds. They're starting to get onto a roll at the minute. There's a heavy water presence from both teams at the minute. Ryu falls, gives me looking to try and find Tack. Nade goes off. Looked like it was going to find something. Tack, 6 HP. He's so weak in this fight. Of course, all 3 LastWind boys fully committed towards that B area as they look to start spreading out now. Holding their defaults. Of course, OEZ's angle really aggressive in that water area of the map. You know, we've seen it work time and time again for the AVP as Via does go down. Zulu finds one, has to find Tack, and they do. OEZ from this angle from behind, good enough to find one, leaves it to a 1v1. Really good from the skipper here from LastWind. Of course, I've had chats with OEZ time and time again. Found. Gizmy puts him down to 3 health. Expected to get that frag there. Gonna take off on the angle. As Gizmy looks to defend the plant. IZ found through the wall. Beautiful shot from Gizmy. Does recover the AVP for his troubles. As Lucent pick up 9. They're looking to start running away with this half. Jesus, I'm starting to feel a little bit ill, boys. I'm not gonna lie. As Lucent continue to run away with this one. Of course, next up we head to it's Nuke. Vertigo, map 3. What a way to decide it. 50 floors in the air. It gets a little bit thinner, a little bit crisper. So every breath and every shot counts up there. Via tries to hide off with the bomb. Can't quite. Freelas, so much room, so much aggressive space. Does get a second. He's going to be big here. Looking to try and find something. Takes the fight, finds a third. Gizmy will fall to Tack. As AK is recovered for the 2 remaining LastWind boys. They pick up 3. Yes, we head to the, you know, the beautiful Berlin. Anyway, score updates. True Ambition 10, Phoenix Rising 1. The X-Ignite boys looking to not have, they're not having too much fun at the minute. Over on the second stream, Zolo and Cam. You know, they get their first debut in the SCL, and I think it's going to be interesting to see those two and see how the British duo fare. There's Zulu, good for one. LastWind, make it to a 2v2. So many rifles, so many guns everywhere. I do love that blood sport that Grimsy has. I love it. I love his AK. His AK looks so nice. TA dominating, yeah. It looks like those boys will have the stream on. That's sad. I don't want to do the endangered game. Damn. I'll probably do it anyway. I'll do it anyway. Who cares? As Freelast finds himself a little bit of space, finds Gizmy. Leaves Via with the AWP by himself in the 1v2, sorry. Yeah, true ambition. Clearly getting the best of Phoenix Rising or X-Ignite. You know, the Ignite boys have been really unlucky. I'm gonna say it. To lose their ROG in the middle of a season, it's kind of not fair. But LastWind, make it 4-9. Looking to try and make this at least a 6-9 half. Yeah, the endangered game's going to be good. I saw the spat that you three had on Twitter. Who was it? Lucent, True Ambition, Endangered, all three of yous. All three of yous. I had a good chuckle at that, by the way. This attack, trying to find something, some early damage. Just for free. To 0. Let's get the one pick. Comes at a cost though. He's going to be on 11 points of health. This tack spins. Gizmy does fall. 1-for-1 trade. It's LastWind. Look to cement their pace. Love to poke at orgs. LastWind look to cement their place into a better first half. Smokes get released onto the A site. Is Ryu good for 2? Leaves Zulu by himself. Although, he's a dangerous man. We have to see what some of these Lucent boys can do with Zulu. Good for 1, not good for the second. Tack cleans him up. As we head into round 15. Lucent trying to recover from the 3-round slump that they're going through at the moment. As you know, we're seeing Zulu. He's on 16 kills. Timo hasn't really shown up in that lurk role that we sort of expected him to from previous performances, and I think it's starting to hurt this Lucent team, especially later in the game, especially later in this contest. Because pretty sure Yukas is coaching it. There's LastWind. Feed Lucent to the meat grinder. 9-6 half. LastWind. They're coming back and they're coming back strong from it. I mean, it's a bit of a team effort. You know, not really too much in the way of a carry, so to speak, for the LastWind boys. But Lucent, you know, we're gonna need to see some of these. Gonna need to see some of the stars popping back up if you kind of get the drift of what I'm trying to say here. We've got a few underperformers in this Lucent team at the moment. I mean, we're talking Timo. We've seen him drop 30 bombs on kids that are a lot better than these. I mean, he's good. Timo is so underrated, such an underrated player. And I think, you know, once he starts getting going and once he starts, you know, actually hitting his shots, then we're going to be able to see what he can do. But LastWind, they claw back 6 from their CT side. Now their T side, it looks to be a quick B hit. All the Lithuanians? Lithuanians? That's not right. Lithuania? Yes, it's Lithuania, yes. Latvia. B to be the hit. Timo has to hold strong. He's in a really aggressive position at the minute. Leaves it into a 2v3. Timo by himself finds one. Has to find a second tap by himself. We'll find Timo, however. Timo did make a winnable Lucent. Pick up 10. Bit of a slaughter there on the pistol. As Lucent, you know, off the back of a Timo 2K there. I want to call him 2K Timo. Is it okay if I call him 2K Timo? Because we got 2K Timo, we got glizzy hands. There's Ryu aggressive in this con area. Continues to try to take fights. This triple stack towards B, you know, we see it a lot. We see it a lot at the moment. One con playing one towards bathrooms alongside. We see this set up a lot, not only from teams like Lucent, but from, you know, a lot of the other high-ranking SCL teams. As the bomb is found, Timo gets a bit of an easy frag as Via good for one, good for a second. Farming cash with that MP9. He leaves it all down to IEZ and Glizmy. Sorry, Gizmy. Glizmy. Glizmy. The Gliz. Gets the frag. We're gonna head to a 6-11 as Lucent looks to try to take control of this one. This AK round. Crucial for LastWind. Because, you know, this overpass map, CT sided. We're gonna be able to see, you know, can't Lucent hold on. Or does LastWind against all the odds? Bring it back. Yeah, farming up cash, good for 2. Freelast gets the trade. Leads into a 3-on-4. These two MP9's going to look to see if they can get something going. Zulu, one of them. He's had a bit of a hell of a day so far. B-side looks to be fairly open. Glizmy, he's found a little bit of space and he's going to try to exploit it. The timing. IEZ. He's going to cut the snake in half. There's Gizmy. Able to find one. We'll drop off his angle. IEZ has to worry about everything. He's going to continue to aggress. Zulu with the MP9. Finds IEZ and it's left down to Ryu in the 1v4. He gives away his position. You know, Lucent scramble for an AK or two. Bomb is down. As these Lucent boys start to scramble for some AKs. 2 recovered, make a 3. There's Ryu. Last man standing in the 1v4. 20 seconds left to play on the clock. Does look like all hope may be lost for the Lithuanian. Lithuania doesn't sound right. By the way. I don't know what it is, it just doesn't sound right.
Counter-terrorists win.
As the clock runs down. Ryu opting to save for the AK. No utility coming into this one. Only the $50 in his account. As Lucent, full buy into round 19. 12-6 up. As we're going to take a quick score check just around the SCL at the moment. True Ambition. 13-4 up in their map. As IEZ falls. Gizmy gets the frag. As Freelast going to lean over towards his B side. Help out his team just a little bit. Maybe with a little bit of util. More than anything. Timo had a bit of a quiet day for the star. Lurker, anchor that we continue to see in B. But you know, it's not like he's been a hindrance towards the team. Although his performance, definitely something that someone like myself is a bit surprised by. Via gets the pick on tack. Leaves into a 5v3. These Deagles having to play around Ryu as Ryu starts to aggress. May lose this AK in this next fight. Nem tags down to 0 really low. One of those Deagles is low. Ryu does fall. Fill 0 falls as Timo. Getting closer to 10. There's LastWind scratching their head at that one. Pardon me. Ryu goes glass cannon. Sorry, not glass cannon. He's got armor. Never mind. Pardon me. We're going to see Ryu come into this one. No utility. Just opting for the AK-47. As Timo really aggressive on this playground area of the map. He's going to spot the feet until 0 falls. Oh, easy, trying to find something. Attack. Advances the smoke. Nem hears it. Can't do anything about it though as Nem falls. Zulu. He's going to be deep in this B side here. Gonna leave Gizmy by himself. As Via falls. Tack. Makes it even again. 3 on 3. That molly's going to come in. It's going to give Via a bit of a rough time. The AWPer for the Bretonians. Via misses his shot. That's rare even for him. Timo by himself in 1v3. Timo's going to go down. LastWind. Pick up 7. Good T round. I'm still concerned as to what their nationality is. What the team nationality is. Right, we're gonna check it in a sec. Should be able to. Just not working, but that's okay. You know what? We'll be right, chat. We'll be right. The HLT things were submitted the other day, I'm pretty sure. Which means that they'll be up and about very, very soon. Speaking of up and about, Gizmy, he's up and about in this one. He's going to find the first pick on for Laz. That nade's going to do so much damage. Ryu has to aggress on it. Nem, he's going to be good for 1. Does fall to the Molotov, however. Does make it a 3v4 on this side. Gives me good for 1. Ryu found as the smoke fades. As always, one pick in the 1v3. He's going to fall to Timo. Lucent still rocking this single AWP setup, you know. Often we'll see teams, especially when they're in a commanding position, move towards that. They're gonna move towards that dual AWP setup. And I think it's really interesting to see how teams, progress through, looks that they want to show. Oh, he nearly found one hell of a flick there. Hi Gina, welcome back. As always, does get a pick. Lives into a 3v5. There's Tutsura. Continues the aggression. Elbow spotted. Oh, leaves Nem by himself. Now listen, Nem, great player. I think this one might be just a little bit out of his reach. As Tack gets the frag. LastWind, pick up 8. Lucent 2 away from putting this first map in the books. Of course, these streets of Berlin. Not treating LastWind too nicely. As, I don't think anyone would. would treat these streets of Berlin too nicely. We're going to head back into this one. We're going to be able to see LastWind. Continue. Attack. Falls. Beautiful shot with gives me the deagle. These deagles. Looks to get to work. Lazy. He's going to fall as well. Nem. Takes the AWPer. Zero. Gets one in return, although lots and lots of damage done. 2 frags are ready for LastWind. Same caster as last time. Azulu finds an impressive frag with that deagle. We're starting to see these deagles shredding LastWind. As Nem gets the pick, leaves Ryu by himself in a peculiar situation. Timo hasn't had such a good game so far, but Lucent playing around him and playing around him nicely. We're going to start to see Ryu. Anything left in the tank for the young lad. Ryu, tapper. The 16-year-old has to worry about everything from all sides. The young prodigy here. Lots to do to prevent 15. Play for overtime. As Nem tucked in the corner. Ryu goes down. The no-scope from Nem. Good enough to give Lucent 15. That's me, Gina. I'm the same ass caster from Australia. That's the one. Also, I'm pretty sure Transition should be streamed at the minute. If you want to go check them out, because I know you're the TA boss. I've been trying to give score updates, but I know that TA is streaming at the minute, so I can try to get the link if you want. As Nem, good enough to find 2. Fully blind, finds 2 through the smoke. Brutal blow for LastWind. As their chances for overtime slowly start to dwindle. That nade. Hoping just a little bit more. That AK. Bit of a slick move from Nem. You know, nade goes in, AK comes out. Take that trade every day of the week. As Zulu goes down, Nem gets the trade, makes it a 1-for-1. As Timo gets 1 frag, Frilas will go down as Lucent take the first map and take it fairly easily, considering it was overpassed. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick break. Our next map will come up very soon. Don't go anywhere. As ladies and gentlemen, we come back. Gina, a little bit shocked to find out that we have a second team of casters. Can you believe? No, that's okay. As LastWind. Lots to do in this second map, you know. Nuke, not an easy map. Not an easy map to you know, deal with, especially when you're T side first. We know how CT side of this map can get, especially for these lower ranked teams and especially for these lower level teams. There's a lot that can go wrong, especially if you start T side, especially when Lucent are just finding heads. Timo, he's already found one kill early. As Nem and Gizmy slowly work to pick apart this little bit of defense at the moment. Zulu, good for 3, farming up cash. Just finds a 4th. Zulu, absolutely nuts with that MP9, farming up so much cash. Currently on sitting 2400 extra because of that MP9. He's sitting leagues away at the moment. As you know, Gina talking so much smack about Ja Morant on Twitter. I'm actually annoyed. Ja Morant, one hell of a player, by the way. Absolute gem for that Grizzlies organisation. But you know what else is a gem? Can't find the other stream? Should be up. I just sent you a thing on Twitter for the whatchamadoop, by the way, Jins. I'm gonna call you Jin. Jin and Bonnick. There's Timo, good for 1. Of course, this ramp room control is so vital if you're a CT player. Timo finds the second. Does drop the bomb down. Gets away before anyone can find him. There's not too much space to work with at the minute. Smoke fades. Timo does fall. As Nem, Zulu, slowly working their way around this one. Just the one to find. Tack, this AK-47 will go down. There's 3 AKs recovered for Lucent as they head to round number 4. LastWind, you know, it might be the time to call a timeout if you're LastWind. You know, you don't want to let this slip too far, but Lucent, they're the ones. Holy crap. Okay, Gizmy's building is burning down. I mean, you know, flames in the booth. We got some fire in the booth at the minute. As we're gonna take a quick look towards Zola, CMD, Phoenix Rising. One hell of a comeback on their first map. True ambition. Maybe letting it slip through their fingers. That game, I think, was a 10-11-1 at one point. Like, it's nuts. We're seeing X Ignite really come back into their own in this one. It's 15-13 at the minute. That's nuts. That is nuts. Of course, those guys do have British accents, so I will understand if you go over there, because British accents are so smooth. Oh, boys, the British accent. Should I just cast in a British accent and be like, right, that's not that, no. No. the unpause comes in. Fire alarm does seem to be solved. You'd hope so. Good luck, have fun, don't burn anything in the kitchen. Of course, as good as a time as whenever, you know, you check your fire alarm batteries, because check your smoke alarm batteries, you know, they're lifesavers. My dumbass was really about to go, do they have smoke alarms in England? Oh no. I was really about to ask if they have smoke alarms in England. Oh, I don't have smoke alarms in England, but you know they do have a pick through smoke via okay. Finds the early frag on tack, gives me 91, finds the second, can't find the third. Oh, easy. Trades back with his own through smoke, gets an AK for his troubles, gonna leave a 2v4 as the Brits just dominate when it comes to outside control at the minute. Lucent move on to 4. So we're starting to get some bad stream lag. Whoops. Oh well. We're here now. Looks like I'm going to be getting the endangered game if Phoenix Rising continue the way they're going at the moment. However, bit of a cheeky score update. It's 15-14. Jesus. Jesus. I might have to head over there as endangered start their game. Right about now. Was it right about now? It's been start about now. Started about 5 minutes ago. That's okay. We'll head over there as soon as we can get something going. Tack. Gonna look to see if you can find a little bit of room here for his team. Of course, Nem finding the early pick, but of course these slower rounds gives me an opportunity, and you know what this opportunity is? To teach you about our Lord and Saviour, Public Division Season 2. Make sure you guys, you know, if you guys are thinking about trying to take on LastWind or Lucent, you know, you got to get into Intermediate first, in the Intermediate Division, and you got to catch up to them. Tudzera gets 1 pick in return, and Timo, from this heaven position, acting like a godlike figure, smiting down anyone he pleases as Tack gets the trade. The David Goliath story, as Tack's gonna fall Ryu by himself. Wrong button, whoops. Left in a 1v2. Does not have the bomb. He's Lucent. To slowly get everything back in order. Everything getting back to work. As Lucent pick up their 5th. Tudzera falls early. Gizmo looking to try find something. Nem into this one. Freelance just running with that Tech 9. Going to be able to find one. Finds a second. Has to find 2 more on this A side. Speaking carefree plan will go down. As Freelance gives us a little bit of an exciting play there for LastWind. We won't say that too often. As a lot seems to, you know, as everything seems to calm down just a little bit. As we head back into this one. His outside control, which is the name and the aim for LastWind early. Because last time we saw this, we had like 4 shots through smoke that connected somehow. Speaking of shots through smoke, Vyers finds Tack. A secret Looks to be that position that we're going to see LastWind end up in. Timo, he's going to be first contact down on the bottom side. That's all good for one. He'll be traded. Oh, easy. Timo falls, gives me. Just collecting a little bit. It's going to be a 2v3. As the plant does go down, oh, easy. 9 points of health. Sends a nade in. Nade does a few points of damage to Nem. Flashes go in. Lucent. We'll try to take this side back. Beautiful AK from Frilas, by the way. So talking about the AK, we've got games. We've got Counter-Strike that we have to talk about. Gives me one from Diggity, will go down. Frilas, 1v2 situation, you know, we've seen how good he can be in these situations. Bomb gets tapped. As Nem gets the frag. Via. Gets the defusal. Good setup from Lucent there as they move to 7-0. This second map. They're looking to be speedrunning it as much as they can. Nem, hears the tags on Tack, does find him through the smoke. Definitely looking to play secret goalkeeper at the minute. 3, good for 1, good for a second. He's continuing his sort of run forward. This gives me finds 2, will be traded. Makes it a 2v2, of course. LastWind pretty banged up. Make it fairly easy for Timo and Zulu. As Timo finds the frag, 6 for him on the day, and Zulu looking to make it 11. 3 back turned. As Lucent, pick up number 8. The decision in between the AWP and the AK was made there by Zulu, I'm not gonna lie. As Lucent pick up 8, they win the half. LastWind, they need something to come back into this one. Brilliant nade. Ryu gonna go down to 60 for less. Just a little bit of chunk damage for the Galil. There's LastWind. Try to get something going. Timo. So much work to do. Spots the shoulder. Does it. There's Veers. One back. Veers gets a second. Continues to drop off the angle as LastWind go hunting for the AWP. As Tack by himself in the 1v4. Do you believe in miracles? Nem doesn't. Nem doesn't like miracles. Nem's mean. I feel like machine just then. Do you believe in miracles? Good point from Will. Do Lucent lose around. They're currently 9-0 at the minute. They're continuing this domination as Timo starts to get aggressive in through trophy. Good for a second. Can't find the third. But Nem helps out. Does get the trade. Ryu makes it to a 2v2. As Tack picks one up elsewhere. Ripman handing out subs left, right, and center, making bets. But he doesn't pay out on it, then I've got to pay out on it. It's like, oh, what the hell is this about? 2v2. Lucent. Continue to get aggressive. They line up for Ryu. As a Ryu get their first round win. Will Greedy, more like Will Greedy. Am I right, Ripman? Up top. such a bad pun. I'm so sorry. Ain't that right, Ripman? Hey, that's my guy. As Veers. Did it? Nearly did. Sure, nearly did die. Still alive, barely breathing. Frilas. Traded. Zulu. By himself on this ace, I won't be able to find anything. Leaves it back to a 2v2 time and time again. We see these situations and we see Lucent come out on top of them. As Timo falls the orb by himself, 20 points of health at the minute for both LastWind boys. Has the stream gone down? That's what I want to know. The bomb looks to be planted. Beautiful shot from OAZ to find via close range. Scoped in. Difficult shot to hit. As LastWind's AWP hits it. J presence at the minute, then only good for the one tag, 3k on the entries, trying to make it 4. Ryu steals his potential aces. Timo by himself, these pistols aren't able to find anything. There's Timo, looks to try and get something. Oy. That wasn't pretty. It's LastWind, win the round. Oh my lord. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on at the moment? Zora Tenacity Endangered is going to come up after this one. Do not worry about that. If my computer can hold. We're hoping it does. Might have to restart between games. Fire. One through the smoke to find Tack. As Ryu does fall. Nem gets the pick. As Lucent try to stop himself spiraling. Down control. T0 does fall. 10-3. Lucent, dominant. Looking to try stamp their opponents out of this one. Reflex, the game will be on here. But we're just waiting for Lucent and LastWind to finish their match at the minute. True Ambition just went to their second map. This is the second and last. It does look to be the last map for Lucent LastWind. LastWind, we're going home. Unfortunate style, as it gives me good for one. We look to be holding. Not streamed at the moment, yeah. Timo, so much to do here, good for one. Can't find the second though, Ryu gets the trade. Gives me on this outside control, easy. Looks to fall. It's my first map on overtime. Jesus. True Ambition should not have let that map go to overtime. It was 10-1 at one point. Gino, what are you boys up to? Frilas makes it a 1v3. 1v4 potential here for Frilas. You know, definitely not beyond the not beyond LastWind's range at the moment. Timing is everything here in Counter-Strike. Azul found. Frilas down to 20 points of health though. As Gizmy finds Frillass as we head to round 15. Lucent looking to try and make this a 12-3 half. Lucent really stepping up big time here. We're getting some server lag. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Spray battle between him and Ryu as Ryu comes out on top, but does come out pretty banged up. Ozzy finds one. We're going to try find the second. Timo does fall. This aggression from the ramp, you know, we've seen it time and time again. Lucent, you know, it's good for one pick, and then it sort of fizzles into them pushing with two, getting one pick, and then losing both, right? It does create interesting retake situations, however. 2v3. LastWind try and keep themselves the opportunity for a 4-11 half. As Via goes down. LastWind gets something back. Definitely winnable, right? We take a look at Nuke, we take a look at the way that CT side can be played on Nuke, you know. Yeah, if you... At minimum, you have to get 4 rounds, right? It's a given, right? However, you know, I think LastWind would have been looking for 6, but they're in a situation here where it's definitely winnable, and it's definitely something where they can pull it back. But the challenge now, it's on Lucent. Do they have the, you know, the mental resilience to, you know, not take their foot off the gas pedal, slowly bring their way back into this one? Sorry, not let LastWind slowly get their way back into this one. My apologies, but yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how Lucent can sort of take charge. And I think that Lucent taking charge will be really interesting, especially on their T side, because we know T side Nuke can get a little bit scuffy, can get scuffed. Let's be real here. It's pretty scuffed sometimes. You don't have to be playing Counter-Strike long for long as Ryu, Aussie, and Zero find one pick each, leaves it in a 2v3. Huge frag here from Aussie as Aussie gets found by Nem. 2v2, Dooley's out for tack. That's Zero. He's gonna go down. Nem finds a crucial pick, tack by himself. So much work to do for the LastWind player. Will be found. They just have to deal with him as Gizmy gets the job done. Picks up the dualies for good measure. Nem, Gizmy. Those two win it for Lucent. Really good pistol round from those two, and they're going to immediately upgrade to AKs. You know, we'll see some Galils. See some Galils, some limited utility around them. But full armor. That's the thing that I think a lot of people will be really interested in. Full armor, especially with these P250s and Deagles that they're coming up against. Ryu in a really aggressive position here, hiding top secret. And finds 2. Does get traded, however, Tack finds 2 of his own before Zulu gets a pick. Relax. By themselves in 1v2 now. These two rifles looking to get little bits and bobs done. It's Frillass. So much to do at the moment. Only has a P250. Some smart plays here from Lucent as they're trying to get rid of some of the guns that Frillass could potentially use. Timo caught. Tail of the snake is found. But does Frillass realise that it is the tail? As Frillass looking to find a little bit of room, won't be able to. Timo gets the frag. As Lucent pick up 13. Another force coming in from LastWind. This is a crucial round for them. You know, LastWind come out, win this 13-5. We may see Lucent have to come in and save. Maybe we see them stuck on the SMGs. But, you know, would give LastWind that early advantage as attack. Gonna get tagged up by the Molotov. Nem's found a little bit of room. Oh, Z. As the smoke fades, he's gonna fall to the AK-47. As Ryu looking to try retake a little bit of space. That was lost. Nem gonna be found. Via gets the trade. Just smart play from Lucent. They're playing their time. You know, playing from positions that have given away. Tack gonna go down to 50 points of health as he commits towards low events. As A-site looks to be the hit. Lucent come back into this one. Timo falls. Freelance gets the pick. Tootzera gets one as well. Leads it to a 2v3. Leave it to Lucent to make a basic and crucial round fairly interesting. There's 3 guns, 3 rifles. Gives me pushing aggressively for some reason. Just needed to hold his angle. Didn't need to do nothing too fancy. As Zulu by himself in 1v3. We'll find Tack. Does get a second. Freelance by himself in 1v1. Zulu. Excuse me? Zulu. I'm sorry. This is the SCL quarterfinals. This isn't Pugs. What are you doing, Zulu? As Lucent pick up 14. We're gonna see the Gator come out for Tack. 3 FAMASs. A really awkward buy for LastWind. As they try to keep themselves in this game at the moment. Tootzera finds Timo. As OAZ finds one pick, Nem falls, gonna leave it to a 3v5. As Lucent make it a 2v4. Having to trade out Zulu. Probably not someone you want to lose, especially in this sort of situation. As Lucent seem to wrap around, take as much space as they can. Heaven looks to be the hit. Ryu's gathering so much information. As OAZ tries to get him to line up, only finds one. Gizmy by himself with the 1v3. Gizmy falls to Tack. Lucent can't find 15 just yet. They're going to be stuck on the Glocks as LastWind. Now's their chance to capitalise. As the meat grinder for LastWind. Pulls out a little bit of a Lucent sausage. Lucent continue to try and make something with these pistols. We're going to see full armor and utility for Timo. That looks to be all about it for the investments. A little bit of pistols every now and then, keeping themselves about 2k at the moment. As Timo found early. Tack gonna get the frag. Gizmy falls as well. Tack's found 2, just spraying through smoke. As Frillas, good for 2. Trying to find the third Nem. Will go down. There's Lucent. Looking to try put 15 on the board. Full AK set for the young lads. Of course, we've still got 2 FAMASs in the server for LastWind, so a little bit of a gun advantage going towards Lucent. Timo, of course, stuck on the Galil. I don't think that will become an issue later in this game. We know how good Timo can be, especially when his aim's on point via. That's the early pick as the absolute firing squad chose out. V3, making a 3v1. Frillas doing everything that he can to prevent 15. Smokes. Failed to land. They know he's in heaven. They know where he is. Frillas just gonna start wildly spraying as the bomb ticks down. Frillas goes down to Timo. I feel like as I hyped up Timo early on, he hasn't performed as well. My bad, Timo. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, Timo. I didn't mean it. It's all love. Of course, you know, last time we saw Lucent in the server, Timo dropped back-to-back 30s. So I mean, it's kind of, I was kind of gonna say something, but you know, I think I'm the biggest defender when it comes to the commentator's curse. I'm not gonna lie. It's bad. It's fairly bad. As Ryu finds a pick by Z, turns it into a 5v2. Gizmy looking to try find something as he keeps fighting in the server. Nem finds Tack, makes it to a 2v3. Starting to get really interesting here for Lucent. As Nem and Gizmy, we've seen this duo time and time again just come out and pull rabbits out of hats. As Oize didn't spot the head of Nem. Ryu could be exposed here. Frillas falls. That's now he's going to be hurt. Nem finds one. Nem finds a second. All of a sudden, this 2v5 has turned to a 2v1. Oize, the skipper, by himself for this LastWind team. Gives me so much to worry about. The AWPer for the Lithuanians has 2 to find. Finds one. And finds one early. Gives me by himself.